why we're doing what we're doing.
Okay.
All right. So, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a shower. Tuesdays, you have a bed bath.
Right.
We're looking at a timesheet. We typically do checks. On the one line, it says bathe, colon. It says bed bath, sponge bath, shower, tub, right?
Yeah.
You're wondering how to differentiate it.
Correct.
Because if you just put checks, what am I going to know?
Right.
Nothing. You're not going to know if I showered, bathed.
Or SH.
So I put SH for shower and
Yeah.
BB for bed bath.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Perfect. Thank you for picking that up, ladies. That's a big one. All right. They did a walker on Monday, Tuesday, Friday. And they had a wheelchair on Monday, Tuesday, Friday. They also used a gate belt on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all right. So yours is a little bit different.
How do we load?
What are you going to what?
It would be other
So write it in. So write it in.
Other?
No, write it in. Other isn't going to mean anything to me. If the state comes in and says other, what's other? They don't know. This is all about the state, because I don't know if you've worked for other agencies. The state comes in when they either get a complaint or after we get our new license. They usually come in once every 3 years. They look at my timesheets against the plan of care for the client, and they're supposed to match. And if they don't, they ask questions. That's why when I do plans of care, and hopefully Donna she does plans of care, and Kim knows how to do her plan of care, it will say flexible with days and mode per client request. I don't ever want to be stuck in pigeonholing myself and saying Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because all I need is for them to get sick on Wednesday and you came in on Thursday instead, and the state will say, you're not allowed to do that. Why'd that happen? I'm not going to remember. So I don't pigeonhole myself with specific days. A lot of the plans of care there on the computer may say every day check off and then per request. When you finish filling it out, let me know. And then I'll go over some of the things that you will have missed.
So,
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just putting mine on the other.
Well, you need to put it on the weekly
Yeah, that's what I'm
timesheet
doing.
because I fill out the plan of care. The reason why I had you look at both together, and I used to do it different, but I like this way better, was I would just have you check it off. I like this better because I really want you to understand my rationale of how I do it and why I do it. So ideally, I won't be calling you and saying, you didn't do this right. I'd rather have you do it right the first time. There was something that just went right out of my head. It might come back. But we're not going to get too excited. Oh, what is the difference between per request and PRN? You think
It
it's-
is as needed.
Uh-huh. And who makes that determination?
You.
Who's you?
Person.
In the plan of
The
care.
resident.
The resident.
Oh, the resident?
I'm asking
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Who makes the decision of PRN versus per
As
request?
needed.
Who's as needed?
The caregiver.
The caregiver makes the decision as needed. Per request is from the client.
Oh, okay. Right.
So don't be surprised if you see both. If I have someone with dementia, there are times you may have to recognize things going on. You're not always going to have to, they're not going to necessarily tell you what's going on or that they need a bath. They're probably never going to ask you for a bath. So there are times you're going to have to recognize things. If you have a plan of care and it says PRN for all of the light housekeeping, I'm expecting at least once a week you're doing it. But what does that mean? If you fix a sandwich in the kitchen, clean up the kitchen afterwards. If that person you're toileting, make sure that bathroom's still clean. If you're showering them, leave it the way you found it. You might have to clean it up a little bit more. If you go in there and there are dishes in the sink, I don't care if it didn't happen on your shift. I expect you to take care of it on your shift. Okay? If they have family members and they're staying with them, you're making dinner or lunch or whatever for all of them. Okay? I'm not looking at you for catering a party of 20, but there's nothing wrong with you making extra food while the family's staying with them or friends. Unless we know it's like all the time. And then that's different. Alright, so let me take a look at yours, Misty. That's an interesting way to do it. You could do it that way.
Well, on the actual
But
papers.
wait a minute, I think you're missing something.
I probably am.
Yes, you are, but that's
I was
perfect.
distracted.
No, it's alright. But this is why we're doing it. So that's fine. You could do it that way, But I
Or
don't
could
know.
I do GB,
Yes.
WCW?
Well, no. I'm going to tell you. GB, if you just put a check in the box with gate belt, make sure you circle where it says gate belt first,
because it's
and then write GB in the box. This
You-
is, you have to. This is the state.
Even though you circled.
Doesn't, for some reason, they didn't find that sufficient enough
Okay.
when I had that last time. So, yes. Now, on some of the weekly timesheets, and our timesheets vary depending upon where they get printed. Sometimes they'll actually have wheelchair and walker on the same line. This is what you need to do with that. Help me. Because you know this isn't really erasing well. And this is where it's a pain in the butt, but again, we can thank the state for it. So we're just going to pretend this is one big box. How's that? So you have walker and wheelchair on the same line. Okay? Remember, I said they use both on both days. Alright? You're going to circle both. And then in the box, you're going to write the word both. For each day it is done. Do not just put a check. Do not write both next to them like this and then put in your checks. That will not work.
So on this, because it doesn't say wheelchair or walker,
You would write it in. And you
I'd
could
write
either
it.
do them on the
Okay.
same line and circle both,
okay.
or you can do it on individual